moving on to the next story because I just want to intro it in the exact way that I've been thinking about all day. Pep Guardiola.
Defense.
That's exactly how I wanted it. Surprise, surprise! Someone spends more money than America on defense spending.
But not America. No. We still spend more money than Man City, but still, it's like most countries.
Yeah, he's trying his best to build a defense around him, a wall, or whatever else that he actually is paying for. That they have to pay for it themselves. Jason, Manchester City have several problems in their team, and one of the main ones last year was defending. And the only way they seek to right these wrongs is by buying more defenders. But that is what they've done recently. So let's take a look. This is their annual spending on defense.
No offense, but I would take Bosnia. I mean, I would take Man City over Bosnia in, I don't know, all-out warfare if it meant 200 million. Look, if all you like 100. Oh, that's that's a billion. I was gonna say, there's no way we spend less
120 million.
Because we spend trillions of dollars on defense. Like we just build like missiles and nukes. What else do we build? Anybody know? Come on, more political people in the.
What was that? What was that? The F-13s that we just built. How many of those things?
We build planes.
I think they're
But
planes.
those are cool.
MOABS.
Moabs. But here's the thing. Like, here's my point being. Like, do we still invest in like Navy boats?
Boats.
Like, has there been a war at sea in, I don't know, 100 years?
And even the last war at sea, in the Cold War, I watched a movie recently where it was just like the biggest warfare they had is like, our boat needs to move 250 yards that way to just make them feel like we're going to come that way. So we're building all these things with all the weapons so that they can move 200 yards and be like, here we are, and then retract. Don't get me wrong, everyone needs boats. I worked on shipyards. Don't take the money away from the shipyard workers. I worked on those boats, by the way.
You've seen Cinderella Man. That's like what Francis grew up with, the hat and the
exactly, very true.
Moving sandbags onto boats.
And I watched Dunkirk recently, and those were the boats that I worked on. Those boats.
Those exact boats?
Well, similar, Type 45 destroyers. Wow. Like big ones like that. But anyway, Jason.
You had an army in Scotland. It's amazing.
Well, we were part of Britain, of course.
So here's the thing. I want to read you Pep Guardiola's quote, and I want to see if you agree with it. Because when you hear from Pep Guardiola, it's not that bad. I would like to pay less for the club, for everybody. But the market is the market. He said Manchester City did not invest in fullbacks in the last 6 or 7 last years, and all 4 had 31 or 32 years old. We decided we had to make the squad younger, and we try to get the best fullbacks possible.
Yep.
I mean, he did make the squad younger. He addressed an issue of they had used it like the main issue with Man City was the fact that they were winning games 5-4. Yes. That was the only way they were winning games. Not only way, but still.
And it wasn't just that, it was a sense of stability, the back four. At any given moment, one of them could get injured, such as more often than not Vincent Kompany. He goes down and the whole back four that were built, any sort of chemistry together just collapsed. And then they relied on that. They didn't have really any other players to step in and form that back four that at any given moment could be replaced and have the same quality step in. That's why I think Tottenham did such a good job of it. They rotated their fullbacks quite a lot last year because they had very talented fullbacks in each position. And you have to have that. That is essential in the Premier League. So I think he's realized that, I wouldn't say the day of just a solely attacking fullback has gone. I think in the Premier League it was always, your fullbacks could contribute going forward, but they had to be sound defensively first and foremost. And I think Clichy and Sagna left their team a little bit too exposed at times. Zabaleta, when Manchester City won the Premier League a couple of years back, was phenomenal at doing so because he was very solid. But again, his age starting to take its toll. So Kyle Walker, 50 million is insane. There's no doubt. But that is the price that you have to pay to get the fullback that I think he's already proven in the Premier League. Guardiola's clearly got his eyes set on getting a Premier League trophy for Manchester City, so there's no risk factor there. Kyle Walker's going to be a good, solid fullback for them. But it does go down to the fact that it's not just buying that you have to do, but you have to buy for the future so that you can start to really grow this team and start to have them mature with each other, because every year it's as if they're going in, spending money to try and plug those holes, you know?
So I guess the big question here is, the caliber player they signed for the money probably isn't equivalent, but do you think it's going to be enough to $1 million question: win them the Premier League this year. If those defensive issues are addressed, is there a team that can catch them on paper right now?
I mean, I think a lot of teams in the market so far strengthening. I think Manchester United still want 2 more players, but already with signing Lukaku, they've fixed a problem technically that was there last year. They didn't. I think Zlatan going injured made them a little weaker up top. They've got a dynamic, ruthless goal scorer now that is going to play alongside a talented attacking team. Their defensive issues weren't really a problem. So teams this year, I think, are trying to target weaknesses in order to grow. I think that Tottenham really need to. I'm questioning them whether or not they value themselves as challengers by selling their best fullback and not necessarily going in to look to replace it.
It sucks because I think they missed their window.
Yeah, I agree as well. But
by the way, if Tottenham could come in and win the Premier League, I think it's a wonderful story. I think Manchester City, United, Chelsea just got too much better.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that Antonio Conte will break the second-year curse for Chelsea, and I think that they'll still be the team to try and beat. But yeah, Manchester City went in this year, I think, with a little bit more of a focused style of spending. Like they've spent nearly, I think under Guardiola, they're close to $1 billion. Like how much money spent. It's absolutely insane.
Just $1 billion.
I know, but they went in, right, so obviously they went in and clearly from the get-go, they got rid of Zabaleta, Clichy, Sagna, whatever else.
Who are 30, 31, 32.
So that stood out to me as, okay, we're going in to sign him, but I don't agree that Danilo is a good signing. I think that he's clearly been exposed as a weak defender at Real Madrid. So I'm questioning that. Mendy, good player. Bernardo Silva, good player. But it's like, I think Kyle Walker is good enough to make me feel like they're going to have a stronger back four just by putting in someone like him back there. But maybe I'll be wrong.
Just by starting a back four usually would help.
Maybe that's so. Maybe by fielding a fit, consistent back four.
Well, consistency is key. The healthiest team tends to play. Usually, the healthiest team in any sport across the board tends to finish a lot higher up than any team that's battling.
Of course.
A ton of injuries.
A ton of falling pens.
Hey, Pep's only 46, 47
Good play.
years old. I thought Pep Guardiola was way older and just had that thing where he just looked like he was younger. Because he's been around managing for so long and he played for so long.
Yeah, he
got a lot of years ahead of him.
A very good career. He was a very good. He was one of the OG defensive midfielders. One of the OG defensive midfielders. So he knows what it takes to win. Have that defensive side. But I think he's going to look this way for the next 30 years.
Oh, undoubtedly. Him and Zidane are never going to age.
Is it bald, good-looking bald guys just don't seem to age that much.
Of course not.
So if you happen to go bald, you just better hope that you're good-looking.
Just gotta hope.
That's the only thing.
I have a head shaped like a penis, so I can't go bald. It's a fact. Comment below. Thanks for watching on Pluto. Make sure to check out the other TYT Network channels on Pluto TV. You can follow TYT Sports at TYT Sports and on Facebook, where you can see a lot of these videos as well, and some of Francis's adventures into Scotland, Dunkirk, other places.